What's going on, everyone? So LeBron James and Anthony Davis have been the two best players in the Olympic team, which is very impressive. One, LeBron James is like 80, right? It's like this guy's still the best player in the world is insane to me. But you add in Anthony Davis and his impact, right? And how good he's been on both sides of the basketball court. And you take the two of them and you see, right? Like I've talked about this, like how do you watch this Olympics and go, oh, yeah, we don't need anything. Right? Like, how do you watch these Olympics and go, like, you should be doing everything in your power because the window is not closed. The window is far from closed. These two can go win you an NBA championship, right? They've done it. They almost done it several other times. And now it's like, and I don't think that they're far, right? I do think they need like two, maybe three like high-end role players. I don't necessarily think that they need another star. I do think that depending on what it is, do think that it could really raise the ceiling for them. But again, like even like DeMar DeRozan or Zach LaVine or Klay Thompson or all these guys, it was always like, yes, if you got them, they would raise the ceiling and make a more likely scenario when the Lakers win. But to me, it was always, DeMar DeRozan and a Klay Thompson and, right? Can you get a Jeremy Grant and a Walker Kessler? Now I think the Lakers are there. They solved two of their problems, right? LeBron James and Anthony Davis playing at such an elite level. Let's go. Let's go try to win a championship. Obviously, there's a lot of factors that go into an NBA championship, from matchups to, health to, just the luck of the dice, right? I mean, the Denver series. If Jamal Murray misses those two shots, it's a different series, right? Like, Lakers might even win that series, right? So, but hit those shots, right? Sometimes things just go your way. Sometimes things go the other way, right? And you got to kind of live with the results. But I specifically want to talk about LeBron James and Anthony Davis and this Olympic run. Obviously, again, they're standing out. They look incredible. Go get these guys some help so we can go win another championship. I understand you want to prepare and bank for the future. That's obviously important, right? But there's no guarantee you'll win a championship. Right? Like, you could, for the next 20 years, not win a championship. But you have an opportunity right now. You have two guys that have shown they can go win it for you. And so, to me, you want to push your chip. That's what the Lakers have always done. You always go chase the chip. And you trust the Lakers brand. You trust that the Lakers brand is going to bring the next wave. Kobe's getting ready to retire. All the conversation was, oh, you guys are never going to get another star. No one wants to play for the Lakers anymore. Blah, 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 blah. And what? 2 seasons later, LeBron is a Laker. The following season, whatever, Anthony Davis is a Laker. And we win an NBA championship, right? People still want to play for the Lakers. Not everybody wants to be the third guy, right? Like, a Devin Booker becomes available. Does he really want to be the third guy on the Lakers? Probably not. But LeBron leaves. He's like, hey, let's go. Me and AD, let's win a chip, right? Or LeBron and AD leave. Maybe you get two young guys that are like, hey, let's go to Lakers. Let's go win some chips, right? Let's team up together, right? I'm not really worried about that next star coming in. Maybe the Lakers grow one, right? Max Christie, Dalton Connect. Maybe one of those guys develop into like a real thing, right? We'll see. Time will tell. But to me, in particular, with the Olympics, and what I really want to kind of hit on is the adrenaline and the rounding out of mid-season form. You hear it all the time, right? Man, Lakers are in mid-season form type thing. And usually, you have the off season, you're working out and stuff, but you're not playing actual NBA basketball. Big difference between even like going to your local Y or going to like the Drew League or something like that and then going to the NBA, right? But you have those the kind of downtime, still staying in shape stuff. Then you got training camp, then you got preseason, then you got regular season, then you kind of see the build-up, and then you get to like that midway point and it's like, all right, it's time to ramp up. We want to make the playoffs, so on and so forth, right? And then boom, you just see that trajectory. You see guys like LeBron and stuff really start to pick it up. Anthony Davis start to pick it up. The Lakers players are playing in the Olympics. They're getting that early stage. They're playing hard-nosed Olympic level basketball, which is more physical, right? The rules are different, but again, it's more physical, it's more engaging at times. Like the competition is better than it's ever been. So it's not just this I do think once we get to group play, I do think that Team USA picks it up. And I do think you're going to get more of those Serbia games than you will these 1 point LeBron takes over wins. There's a big difference between exhibition. Right? It's like preseason, right? You're not trying to go. You're not going all out. You're not giving 110%. You're just, you just trying. You want to win the game because you're Team USA and you don't want to drop it. But it's not like the be all end all, right? Once you get in a group play, then it's like, okay, let's go. It's go time, right? So to me, I do think that they'll pick it up. I do think you'll get more kind of blowout wins. But I do think the competition is still good enough to kind of challenge Team USA at times, challenge LeBron, challenge AD at times. But to me, it's like they're getting the experience. They're getting the mid-season form, right? Because they're going to go directly from this into, probably a light training camp, particularly for LeBron and AD, because you don't want them to get hurt. You don't want them to, get too tired or beat or anything like that. And then you'll get into the season. And I do think that the Lakers, I do think you'll have the early stages, the little experimentations, especially with JJ Redick. He's going to want to try to find different lineups and whatnot. The things you do early in the season, the first 20 games or so, kind of trying to feel stuff out. But I don't think LeBron James and Anthony Davis will have that, we need that build. I think that there's a potential that they're just out the gate great. That they're just out the gate like they would be, a month into the season. Because even early on, even like last year, LeBron James and Anthony Davis trying to get their feet under them, trying to get into the flow of things. Because again, you haven't played. Yeah, you've played small minutes in preseason. No one's taking that serious. You're taking, you're working in training camp, you're doing scrimmages and stuff. Again, no one's really taking that too serious, right? So then you get into the season, it's like you got to get your legs under you, right? You got to get your lift, you got to get all that stuff. I think LeBron James and Anthony Davis will have that, right? And you look at like Austin Reeves and the concern of just him being tired and drained and whatnot. But a couple factors, in my opinion, right? One, Austin Reeves had never done that up until that point. Two, Austin Reeves isn't athletic like LeBron and AD are. And then three, LeBron James and Anthony Davis are more used to heavy workloads because they're the stars of the team, right? You go from, even just you try to run a mile, right? Right, you might be able to run a mile. Now, tomorrow try to run 3. If you haven't ran 3 miles in forever, you're done. You're gassed after that, right? So, but if you're used to even the occasional 3 miles, it's easier. It's not you might be sore, you might be a little tired, but you're not gassed, right? That's where I kind of relate LeBron James and Anthony Davis. I don't think that they will get gassed. Plus, they're going to take time off during the season. They're going to, LeBron's going to coast on certain points and moments. But I look at it and I go, Team USA is probably going to win the gold medal. I'd be pretty surprised if they didn't. Plus, Kevin Durant's coming back and he's going to make this team much better. Kevin Durant is probably the biggest mismatch in all of the Olympics. But regardless, right, he'll be back. And then, so assuming Team USA wins the gold, which I believe that they will, then I think you'll have that hype, that we did it type thing, right? And then I think you'll have that, the factor with LeBron, he's got his son. I just think you start stacking these things. And it's you might see a rejuvenated LeBron. Talked about that and kind of broke that down over on AIS The Lakers show. But I think you'll get a more rejuvenated LeBron. I think you'll get a fresh LeBron. I think, the hype of him playing alongside his son, game here and there. And, him, what's better than playing with your son in the NBA, in the NBA, right? Playing with your son in the NBA finals, right? Or even if he doesn't play, hoisting that Larry O'Brien trophy with your son in the NBA finals, right? I think Bronny, if all the games are tight, then no, I don't think Bronny sees the floor. But, if Lakers are up 15 with a minute and a half left, I wholeheartedly believe that they would throw out Bronny and LeBron and let them share a moment in the finals, right? Be the first father-son to play in the finals, first father-son to play in the playoffs, first father, you telling me that they wouldn't? Of course they would. Or if they're down 15 in a game or something like that. But I just don't think it'd be as meaningful as if you're up. But regardless, I digress, right? Point is that I just think you start stacking all these things. You have a motivated LeBron. You have a motivated AD who's hey, we just won gold, right? And you and me were the 2 best players on this team, right? And now we're going to the NBA championship. Let's go win a finals, right? Let's go complete this, right? Let's go, tally up score. We got Boston. We got to go tie Boston, right? Like we got to go win another one. And I do think that the Olympics are really going to help kind of elevate LeBron and AD and help them not have to spend as much time kind of getting into the flow of things. Right? I'm sure LeBron and AD will still kind of feel things out a little bit type thing. Like, okay, let me see this. Okay, yeah. During the early parts of the season, kind of just like working with Redick to figure out, these guys, this guy type thing. The stuff, again, that you do in the early season. But I just think that LeBron and AD in particular, I think that they'll be ready to go. Right? I think it'll be like, hey, at any moment they could just turn it on and they're good, right? Like I just don't think that they're gonna have to, have that like, okay, we gotta build up, right? I think that they'll already be built, and then now it's just kind of maintaining throughout the course of the season, rather than like game ending. Okay, we're gonna spend the first 25 games really kind of getting into the swing of things, kind of getting to the rhythm and the flow, right? But obviously you gotta keep them healthy. You gotta keep them fresh, right? You don't want them to get burnt out. But I don't think it'll be that big of a problem. My thing is, like, I don't think it'll impact it any more than it would have otherwise. I don't. One, I don't think like LeBron hasn't had this like hefty workload outside of like the end of the 2 games in which he won. Then it was like, all right, I got to turn it on. Like we're about to lose if I don't like take over, right? And then he kind of had that, like, okay, I got to do more. But I also think, once Kevin Durant comes back, once you get into actual group stages, I think, guys will be more focused. Like, hey, it's time to take this a little more serious, right? And I think LeBron and AD, they won't be asked or have to do as much. I think they'll be fine in that regard. But time will tell. We'll see. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Do you think like, yeah, they'll be fine. They'll kind of go through their rigmarole of the Olympics and then boom, be right in the full swing of things? Do you think no, it'll probably still be the same? All right, Phil, whatever your thoughts are, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps with that. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.